Have you ever thought of why some countries are poor while some countries are rich? In fact, how do we even know if countries are poor or rich? This is what we call standard of living. Higher standard of living indicates that a country is rich, while low standard of living means the country is poor.
Hi everyone, we are Hannah, Sana, and Kay.
In this video, we will be talking about standard of living and how this is connected to GDP and GDP per capita. The key terms we will be using are GDP, GDP per capita, and the standard of living.
A more detailed definition of standard of living is the measure of available income, goods, and necessities in a country. The people in a country that has a high standard of living have easy access to clean water, education, and can enjoy other luxuries, while in other countries, people can't find the basics such as shelter, nutritious food, and drinking water.
GDP stands for Gross Domestic Product and is the total monetary value of goods and services produced by the whole country every year.
Basically, the country's income. GDP can change from time to time depending on how much the country spends and earns.
On the other hand, GDP per capita is the measure of a country's income divided by the population of that country. It is used to find the average person's income.
In measuring a country's standard of living, we usually look at the GDP per capita. This is because GDP includes spending on education and medical care. But that doesn't mean the people in that country have high quality education and medical care.
Take India for example. Its GDP is 2.71 trillion as of 2018 and is the fifth in the world, but its GDP per capita is only 2010 US dollars. Compare that to the UK, which has 2.86 trillion for GDP and 42,900 US dollars for GDP per capita. This means that the United States in general has a higher standard of living than India because the GDP per capita is higher. Here's a graph of GDP per capita ranking in the world. Now compare that to this.
See the difference? Yes, they're completely different. If we were to look at the standard of living of a country, it is best to look at its GDP per capita.
However, the GDP per capita is not the only indicator of the standard of living. This is because although the GDP per capita of the country is high, there might be a huge gap between the rich and the poor, therefore making the average income not as accurate. This is why we can look at other factors such as literacy rate, crime rates, healthcare, and many more.
To summarize, GDP is the total value of goods and services produced by the country every year, while GDP per capita is the GDP divided by the population. When compared against standard of living, GDP per capita is generally the more approved indicator than GDP.
Knowing about a country's GDP and GDP per capita can help us decide which country is more suited to accomplish our goals. When we go abroad looking for a higher paying job, we would most likely go to a country with a higher standard of living. Or if we were looking for a country where we could make the most impact in, for example, if we were to go to Ethiopia to help children get more access to water, the impact would be greater than if we were to do the same in the US.
Let me ask you a question. What would you do now that you know a different country's standard of living? Well, whatever you do it for the better of yourself or for the world.